Good morning everybody, and welcome once again to my little channel. Well, as indicated in my little preview yesterday, the first one we're going to have a look at is the Flytec H825G, otherwise known as the R58. I do believe that it's called something else as well, because there's a Wi-Fi version too. I won't go into too much detail because I believe that this little drone has been covered many times, and people better than I have gone into the specifics of the controller and what the functions are. I'm just going to quickly turn it on, go through the very basics, then we'll take it out down the field, and I'm going to use my goggles and this little monitor, which I've purchased separately from Banggood, to go with the drone. So at the bottom, immediately you'll see there's a little buzzer which you can use. If you lose the drone, you can use a switch on the transmitter to help you find that drone. So to turn it on, there's a little button here. As you can see, the little lights are flashing and is waiting for a signal from the transmitter. As you can see, it's already responded, so up and down to bind, which we've done, and to calibrate your drone, it's down and to the left with both sticks. I've noticed that if you went down and to the right with both sticks, it appears to do the same thing as well. We have some basic transmitter functions here: left and right trim. This is headless mode, the top. This is a return to home function, I believe. Let's have a look. Yeah, return to home. That won't be a specific return to home, it will fly back in its general direction. Hopefully as it gets nearer you'll be able to gauge its orientation and regain control over it. This button here is your rate switch. This button here, I'm not quite sure, it's not quite specific in the instruction sheet what this button does. This is your backwards, forwards trim, left and right aileron trim, as it were. So onto the FPV screen, which I bought separately, and as you can see there, it's already bound, and getting there, a fairly decent view. It only comes with a rubber ducky aerial, so if you've got a spare a clover leaf, then you might want to choose to use that. For the purposes of the review, I'm not going to bother, I'm just going to use it as it is. Recording will be done via my Eachine EV100D goggles, fairly narrow field of view. I also might take my Eachine VDR6 goggles as well, because that field of view is more than likely to encapsulate the field of view, or the whole field of view that the camera is seeing. The other thing I should add, that on this quad is as you can see there, it's quite a bright light there, so that again should help you with orientation. In the box you also get a number of accessories. This is one, so you get a free landing pad effectively. You also get a race gate, and there's a little flag that's made out of the same stuff, which is foam effectively. So let's take this out to the local field and see how she does. What I'll do a quick line of sight flight first, and then I'll fly it around with my goggles on. Hopefully we'll record the footage from the goggles, and I'll upload, or I'll compile all the different footage onto the final video. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Cheerio. Hello everyone. Well, I didn't manage to get to my normal field for the flight of the Flytec H825, so I've come up my old flying field. There's no one here, surprisingly. It's a beautiful day, if a little bit on the breezy side. Right, hey Monty, say hello to everybody. Hello. Right, okay, what I'll do, H825, I'll take off and I'll fly line of sight first, and then I'll bring her in. Let's just see if that's working. Yep, that's working. and we'll fly with the Eachine 100 goggles. I've also got it recording on my Eachine VRD2 goggles. I think it's probably a little bit too windy for it at the moment, but we'll give it a go anyway. I forget which is the rate switch. There we go, I think that's it. We start off with number 2. Okay, so here we go for a little flight of the Flytec H825. Yeah, and as I thought, it's quite windy. I've got a funny feeling I'm going to have to put it into rate 3 for it to cope the wind, and it's not too fast. So got quite a turn on it on the rates. Mind you, having said that, it is only a brushless drone. It's a trainer drone. I'd say the wind is about 10 miles an hour, possibly. As you expect, it doesn't have to go with the wind. Right, let's bring it back. Right, okay, let's try the goggles and we'll see how we get on with that. Stand by. Okay, right, you can't see it, but I'm now wearing the Eachine goggles, and let's hope for the best. Okay. I'm also recording on the Eachine goggles as well. It's quite windy, so this little thing is fighting quite a bit. And the Flytec H825, yes, it's still going quite well. It's quite a narrow field of view, as I think everybody knows. What I do, I'll upload the videos that I get from the VRD2 and the Eachine 100 goggles. I'd say I'm about 100 metres away, and the picture's beginning to break up a little. And it's beginning to go black and white, which seems to me as though the
power on the Flytec.
But this is the Flytec H825. Yes, well worth its money. It's on special offer at the moment, so I think if you pay more than about £35 for it, including delivery, you're probably paying a little bit overpriced. Well worth its money. Sadly, I can't find any spare batteries for it. Hopefully they might become available. As we know, this is also known by a Wi-Fi version, and there's another version as well, all of which use the same battery. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again on the next one very shortly. Cheerio for now. Bye.